Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Ayurveda Ayushveda. Today we are going to deal with the topic intrauterine fetal death. I am Dr. Shweta. So friends, let's start. Intrauterine fetal death. It means it includes all the fetal deaths weighing 500 gram or more occurring both during pregnancy or during labor. It usually results in the delivery of macerated fetus. So, antepartum death occurring beyond the period of viability is termed as intrauterine death. Means the death of baby when occurs beyond the period of viability. It is termed as intrauterine death. If the fetus is less than 500 gram, then it is termed as abortion. Next, we will see the etiology of IUFD, that is intrauterine fetal death. The fetal death related to first cause, maternal cause, it is about 5 to 10%. There is 20 to 35% of placental causes and for 25 to 40% of fetal complications. Such complications may be chronic or acute to produce fetal insufficiency. After learning about etiology, we will see about the pathology now. When there is a dead fetus in the uterus, it will degenerate itself, that is there will be degenerative process. The process of degeneration is termed as maceration. The epidermis means maceration starts from the epidermis of the skin. Later there will be formation of blistering and peeling of the skin. It will take up to 12 to 24 hours after IUD, and there will be fetal edema, that is fetus become edematous and discolored color, and finally there will be gradually aseptic autolysis of ligaments, liquefaction of brain matter and viscera will take place. Next we will see the causes of IUFD, that is intrauterine fetal death. In this first comes maternal causes. Maternal causes includes hypertensive disorders in pregnancy, diabetes mellitus in pregnancy, maternal infections like hepatitis, malaria, etc. and antiphospholipid syndrome, presence of lupus anticoagulant and anticardiolipin antibodies. This will result in the decidual vasculopathy with fibroid necrosis and vascular atherosclerosis. By that there will be intercellular thrombosis resulting in IUFD, and also there will be thrombophilia, abnormal labor and postpartum pregnancy. These are the maternal side. And now fetal causes. Fetal causes includes chromosomal abnormalities, structural anomalies, fetal infection, RH incompatibility and growth restriction. And placental causes are antepartum hemorrhage like placenta previa and in abruptio placenta. And also there are cord causes. Here cord causes include true knot, cord prolapse, and also there will be cord around the neck. And the last cause is placental insufficiency in placental causes. Iatrogenic causes are drugs in higher dose like quinine. If quinine is given in higher dose, it will lead to IUFD. Idiopathic causes means unknown causes. These are all the causes for IUFD. Next we will see diagnosis. First, symptoms. The complaints of patients are called as symptoms. Here the patient complains about the restricted fetal movement. Then signs. Signs means what the physician observes in the patient. Here first the retrogression of positive breast changes, retrogression of fundal height, diminished uterine tone, absence of fetal movements during palpation, absence of fetal heart sound, eggshell cracking like sound of the fetal head in the late features. These are the signs of IUFD. Next comes investigations. In that, first one is sonography. The earliest diagnosis is possible with the sonography. With the evidences are lack of fetal movement including cardiac activity, oligohydramnios and collapsed cranial bones. These are identified through sonography. Second one is straight X-ray abdomen. This is rarely done. Here Spalding sign. We observe the Spalding sign here, which means irregular overlapping of cranial bones on one another due to the liquefaction of brain matter and softening of the ligaments. When there is liquefaction of brain matter and softening of ligaments occur, then there will be overlapping of cranial bones will take place. It usually occurs after 7 days of the death. And also there will be hyperflexion of spine, and there may be hyperextension of the neck, and also we can see crowding of the ribs shadow with loss of parallelism, that is crowding of the rib shadows will be there. And the last one is appearance of gas shadow in heart chambers and in greater vessels. These are the investigations and observations. Next, what are the complications of IUFD? First complication is psychological upset often becomes a problem. Second one is infection. After rupture of membrane, there is infection like Clostridium welchi may occur and the dead tissue favor their growth. Third complication is blood coagulation disorders. And last one is during labor. What are the complications occur means during labor there will be uterine inertia, retained placenta and postpartum hemorrhage. These are the complications of IUFD. Then what is the management of IUFD? The conditions that run the risks of reoccurrence are hereditary disorders, diabetes, hypertension, thrombophilias, placental abruption, fetal congenital malformations or anomalies are the common risk factors where the reoccurrence of IUFD is common. Then how can we prevent the IUD? So the following guidelines should be advised, that is preconceptional counseling and care of the mother, and also to screen at risk mothers means at risk with hypertension and diabetes mellitus during pregnancy. Next comes management. So here the management is mainly done in two types of cases, that is one in case where early diagnosis is required and another one is spontaneous expulsion within 10 to 14 days. In 80% of cases there will be spontaneous expulsion of fetus will take place. Only in 20% cases there is requirement of medical management. When there is medical management is required, then hospitalization is given for the patient along with the medical induction for the labor. In that, if cervix is favorable, then we will start with the oxytocin infusion to the mother. If it fails, then we repeat oxytocin along with the vaginal prostaglandins, then there will be delivery of the dead fetus will take place. In unfavorable condition of cervix, then we will give combination of mifepristone, means mifepristone tablet is given orally along with misoprostol tablet vaginally. This tablet per vaginally will be repeated for every 4 hours. If it fails, then along with this we will give oxytocin infusion so that the delivery can occur. This is about the management of the IUFD. Thank you.